Right. Welcome to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. Oh, sorry, y'all. I don't know which. Oh, that's not it. Okay, so we know that's not it. Okay, well, welcome to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. I am Laura Simmons.
I am Margaret Green. How y'all doing?
I'm sure everybody's doing good. So, how you doing today?
Good. Good.
Good.
Can't complain. Had a few
Yeah.
errands to run today. So I was
Mm.
like running like a chicken with my head cut off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we
Going
have
from one
a
area to another other
we
city.
okay. We have an artist in the building today. We have Mr. ES in today. So we'll be talking to him shortly. But before we get to him, y'all, I don't know if you know anybody that own a Toyota. They said Toyota is having a bad year, I guess. So their
New
vehicles,
or used?
um, new, they got a new vehicle out. It's called the B24X. It came out in April.
I know they
Um,
got another SUV. It's like a Corolla type one.
well,
It's
I
like
don't know if that's it or
yeah.
not, but they said they got a new vehicle out that's called the B24X, and they said it came out in April. They said, but they announced that there was a cutback of 17% on the production. So,
What they
um,
expect?
so when they did the 17%, a couple of days, I guess a couple of months later, they decided to slice it again to 10%. So they're saying that the new vehicle is only going to be available in certain states, and it said it's going to be extremely a limited quantity. So yeah, I guess they was trying to go up against some of the other car companies, and I guess they were already having bad luck already, and with their other vehicles that they had, and they
Yeah.
were still gonna
We
try and
have
do it anyway.
we do have a Toyota, but it's a Toyota Tundra truck, but it's like a 2002, I think it is.
Yeah,
So
what is the Crown Act into law? They said Governor Pritzker signs a Crown Act into in law.
well, I don't know what that is. I probably did look it up and see what they're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, I want to know. I'm gonna have to check that out too. But anyway, girl, so you want to you got anything you want to say about real estate before we get to our guest?
Yeah, um, just be mindful of those who are looking to list their properties. Sometimes you may have to go a little extra mile to make your property more marketable and more inviting to somebody who's looking to buy, because there are certain features that people look for, and that's a lot of times the woman is the one who makes a lot of decisions on when they on the house anyway, in most cases, and so they're looking for that wow factor sometimes. So you want to keep that in mind when you're getting ready to list your home, that give do go that extra mile. Just go that extra mile. I mean, if it's because what you're doing is you're marketing your home for the next buyer. You're not looking at it like it's your own home anymore. You're looking at it for the person who might be interested in buying it. So they got to be able to visually see themselves in your home, not see you in your home.
Mhm.
Because sometimes people will have all their pictures up, and that's fine. But a lot of times when you have pictures up, people can't see past your personal stuff, because they're trying to focus on what they want the house to look like for themselves, that they can't get past your things. So
Yeah.
you want to make it, give it a more neutral look,
Right.
with some little, put some pizzazz, like maybe a nice chandelier, or because a lot of houses nowadays, in the past and now, they like fireplaces. I don't care if it's 100 degrees outside. In the winter months, that's one of the most coziest items people like to have in their home. Turn on the fireplace for a few minutes and just chill, or having a romantic dinner and they just turn on the fireplace. So it all depends on who's looking and who's buying. If somebody just don't like all the bells and whistles, then that might be fine. But some people want the bells and whistles.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, because if you get something in there that's overshadowing their vision, they're not gonna
Yeah,
buy it.
they're gonna overlook it. They're gonna be like, okay. And usually the first 5 minutes when a person walk in the house, they already know if they're interested. When they first
Yeah,
walk in the house, they
yeah,
know if something catch their attention, they're gonna move forward and looking at it. If it doesn't catch their attention, they're gonna be in and out.
yeah. The only thing that a man usually is looking for in a house is their man cave.
Yeah, somewhere
And
they
that's
can
it.
chill and watch
Yep.
TV or chill with their friends, watch the football, basketball game where they have a place where they can just
Get away
chill.
from her.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Unfortunately, we do need our
I did.
space.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, look, the grandbabies when they come over, hubby don't he be like try to play it off and be like, oh no, no, this isn't no, we not gonna let them come down there because he know that they gonna come down there and they coming down there to
Yeah,
destroy.
they gonna be Rex and reflect.
them two,
They gonna
them
tear
two
it
little
up.
girls is a mess. Papa, come
Hmm.
on, Papa, take me down there. I want to play. And he ain't
Hmm.
going there. But did you hear about that alleged threesome led to a 60-person brawl on the Carnival cruise?
Uh-uh.
Yes,
I
it was
ain't
a
hear about
big
that.
fight. Yes, that fight was horrible. They was fighting from the upstairs to the downstairs. 60 people,
A threesome started a brawl.
a brawl,
How?
because somebody got caught cheating.
Oh wow. So how did everybody else get involved in it?
I have no idea, but they were saying that it started off upstairs and
Somebody
it
was
ended up
giving the
downstairs.
side eye at somebody else on the cruise.
Yep, probably so. And they
Mm-mm-mm.
told they it was a mess. They said it was a real mess.
Like trying to be swingers.
Hmm.
Somebody almost got thrown off the ship, probably. It's like that's
Wow.
crazy because I mean, anybody get mad enough, you going overboard.
Yeah. Wow,
That
that's
is crazy.
crazy. They said Rhode Island Dunkin' Donuts says it accidentally offered free coffee to white residents.
Oh wow.
So it was only for the white residents only.
Wow.
But yeah, that's some crazy stuff. But anyway, y'all, let's get to our guests. I'm so excited to ask questions and uh get to know who we got on our show today. So no further ado, we're gonna bring Mr. ES on. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm not good with words. How you doing today? Welcome,
Good,
welcome.
good.
Did I say
Thank
it
you.
right?
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Uh-huh.
It's S. It's actually just S.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm
You're
glad
not the
you.
first. You're not the last person to call me ES. It's
Oh.
it's all good.
So, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm blessed. I'm blessed, and I'm alive. I'm healthy, so
Yeah.
everything is good. How about yourselves?
I'm
Good,
good.
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 Grateful. Definitely grateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, some of these cases are going back up, so I am grateful.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's a lot
yeah,
going on. There's so much stuff happening in the world today. It's like you don't even really want to look at the news, but you got to look at it because it it's important to know what's going
What's
on.
going on in your,
You know.
especially in your
yeah,
neighborhood. You just
Yeah.
never know.
yeah.
And then you got to be watching your back the whole time you're out and about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that's
I
all.
went into the gas station today, y'all. So I go into the gas station and I come out and there's this man on the side of my truck. So I'm parked in the parking lot. I'm parked on the side of the where like the trees are because it's so hot up here. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
parked where the trees are. So when I come out the gas station, I notice and so before I go anywhere near my car, I'm always looking around anyway. So I see
Mm-hmm.
him on the side. I guess what he did was he went around and behind my car because it was blocking the way for him and it's like a lot of grass and stuff like that.
So
So he
you
went
really
over
couldn't
there. I
see
guess he
him.
went over there, but I guess he went over there to use the bathroom. But the fact that you over there by my car just kind of like gave me
Yeah, it would have creeped me out.
gave me itchy fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I'm
Yeah.
glad nowadays a lot of the cars you can open up just your side Because back usually when you hit the lock, the unlock your car, it used to unlock all your doors if
Well,
you hit it
mine
right.
does. Mine, if you unlock the door, it's gonna unlock all the doors. So
See,
that's the
mine,
reason
I
why.
just hit it
Yeah, that's why I
once.
didn't want to. That's why I didn't want to open the door because I knew that if I hit it, it was gonna unlock all the doors. And so even if I try to close it, if I'm not in the car, it's not gonna lock. It's not
Oh
gonna
wow,
lock until
Oh,
I
okay.
actually get in the car. So
wow,
yeah.
technology.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you definitely gotta watch out here
yeah,
nowadays.
yeah. I was like this. Lou, you should have seen me when I seen my grab. I went right into my purse and just was waiting. I said, "Yep, all right, buddy. Whatever you want, we gonna find. You gonna find it. It ain't what you want. Not today."
Like you go learn today.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart said, you go learn today.
Learn today. Yep. That's gonna be the last place you peed.
You
They're
want to
gonna
be
be like, "What happened?"
filet Malone, was that filet mignon?
so, ask, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is S. I'm a hip hop artist out of the Toronto area, Canada. You know, I'm a proud family man, husband, father, career man, and I enjoy hip hop, making hip hop music. Been making music seriously probably since 2007, and just been plugging away at it. Trying to build fan base, increase the listenership, and reaching out to platforms such as yourself and others to get the word out. And yeah, that's basically it in a condensed summary.
Oh, okay. So, who is your favorite hip hop artist right now besides yourself? Because
uh Besides myself, wow.
uh-huh.
I mean, Master Ace, he's one of my favorites. Elzai, another one of my favorites. I still listen to a lot of older hip hop, like old Tribe Called Quest and KRS-One, EPMD, artists like that. I still pop in my playlists every once in a while, just to keep me excited, keep me invigorated. But yeah, that's basically what I'm into. I'm into soulful hip hop music, music with a message, music that's inspirational. I like good storytelling, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, that's good. Um, so what's your newest album? I mean, what's your newest music? What do you have out right now?
So I just released my sixth album just this past February. Album is called "You Want a Piece of Me," and it's a personal album, introspective. It's just me talking about aspects of my life that people that have never heard of me before. This is a good introduction for them, and for any folks that have heard of me before, this is sort of like a reintroduction. Sharing pieces of my life that I hadn't really delved that deep into in on previous releases.
Hmm.
So like I said, I'm a proud family man. I talk about my family. I talk about my goals, my hopes, my aspirations. What inspires me. What sets me apart from everybody else. So those are some of the themes that I talk about on this record. So.
Oh, okay. So, what are some of the things that set you from differently from everyone else?
Well, I think one of the things that, like I said, I take pride in being a family man, a husband, a father, and those are the types of subjects that I talk about on my songs. Stuff that maybe the older demographic would probably be able to relate to a little bit more. I mean, I talk about regular stuff. I'm not a street dude. I don't sell drugs. I don't go clubbing every weekend. I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that. I'm just a regular guy that goes to work. Comes home, loves his wife, loves his family.
Hmm.
Talks about things like going out on dates with his wife and hanging out with his kids and you know those are the sort of thing, the sort of topics that I like to rap about. And what I found over the last few years is, I found quite a segment of the population that is, pretty much in the same stage in life as I am. And
Mhm.
those are the folks that typically can relate to what I talk about because, they see a lot of themselves in me, or a
Mhm.
lot of me in themselves. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that sets me apart from the crowd.
Okay.
So you don't use what do you call it? The language,
That a lot
the
of young folk.
profanity, a lot of the profanity, a lot of the, like a lot of the rappers and a lot of singers use a lot of profanity and a lot of times in their songs, and some of them what do you call it, degrade women in some of them.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's good
not
to
that guy.
know that there's somebody who still respect women and respect the fact that they came from a woman, and that
Right.
and that it's important to honor them, and there's nothing wrong with being a man that loves his family, loves his children, loves his wife, and want to talk about it, want to sing about it. I mean, Will Smith was one of the ones who used to sing stuff, where it was, and they didn't really care a whole lot, but he did well in his music because he wasn't singing all the cursing. Heavy D, another one, he was not into all that cursing and all that, and he did well in his. And so it's okay, in that aspect. Are you originally from Canada? Or you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm originally from here.
Oh, okay.
Originally from, yeah,
Okay, like I
yeah.
hear your accent, I don't know anybody from Canada, so I'm not sure if that's a Canada accent or if that's a Jamaican accent, because it can't sound like a little bit like it's Jamaican or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. I spent a lot of a few of my childhood years in the Caribbean. I did live in Trinidad and Tobago,
okay,
so I do have a little bit of, I guess, honorary, West Indian background. But
okay.
the other thing about the Toronto area is there's a lot of West Indian influence here. A lot of Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Bajans, the whole spectrum of the Caribbean. A lot of different cultures live in the city. So
Have y'all had a chance
yeah.
to see Harry and Meghan?
No, no,
It's
no.
like, hey, thought I'd ask. You never know. Might see him in the grocery store.
Yeah, I believe. I mean, if I could be wrong, I think they're on the other side of the country. I think they're sort
Yeah.
of
Because
on British Columbia side. I think just north of Washington State. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think that
Yeah, because
last I heard
he
that.
still had to be protected. Really, he does.
well, at one time they were saying that they were staying with Tyler Perry for a while there. That's what they were saying, and they were saying Tyler
I
Perry's security was watching, taking care of them.
I heard about that too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
He really surprised me because he always trying to help somebody. You
Yeah.
know.
yeah, yeah. He has the means. I mean, he has the
Oh
means.
yeah.
He's
Yeah. Let me get there one day.
Exactly. That's good.
Yeah. So what does hip hop mean to you?
hip hop is it's expression. It's freedom to be oneself. It's information. It's sort of like the news outlet for the disenfranchised. People who are the voice of the voiceless, so to speak. But
Hmm.
I mean that's where it started. But as it continued to grow and grow, it's become this worldwide phenomenon that's probably the highest most listened to, most streamed, most
Yep.
sold of all the music genres out there right now. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yep.
So it's a beautiful thing to see how far it's gone and how
Yeah.
far it continues to transcend boundaries, race, creed, ethnic groups. Yeah, hip hop is it's the voice of today. It's the voice of yesteryears.
Yeah.
It's
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 keeping
news.
evolving.
It's politics, religion.
Hmm.
social issues. I mean, it's
Mhm.
that medium that a lot of these different things can get communicated, and it's a way to communicate to people in in a way that people can digest,
Right.
and they can react, and they can feel something, and it inspires people to be the best version of themselves. It
Hmm.
talks about the realities of society. It's so many different things. This is what's encompassed in this beautiful culture that we call hip hop.
So, is there any particular hip hop guy or female that back from the '80s that you would say that you really like their music?
I'd say, well, Run DMC.
Oh, that
They
was
they were
that's a
they
good one.
were probably the first rap group that I ever heard
Hmm.
that caught my ear completely off guard. Had no idea what I heard, and I was hooked ever since. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think they were sort of they opened the door for me as far as being intrigued by what this was, and wanting to hear more and experience more of it. So yeah, Run DMC would be the I think
Oh, wow.
they're the yeah, they're the ones for me.
Yeah. I would say Ron DMC. I would say LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I it was a couple. It's a few more that I would say. Oh, I can't miss my girl Shantae Roxanne,
Hmm.
um, Queen Latifah. Um, Man, I can keep going. I can go on and on. Now, my favorite song when it came into, I think I want to say about the '90s. My favorite song was the song that P Daddy put out with, I don't remember who that was, what group that was that he put that song out. It was the Godzilla song. Do you remember that? It was a rap that
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that I
Uh,
that was
I
my
know
song
which one
back
you're
in the
talking
day.
about.
I used to play the crap out of that song.
It was like real dramatic, and it sounded
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know which one you're
yeah,
talking about. I can't remember the name
yeah,
of it though. Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
yeah,
I think it was Victory. I think it was called Victory, if I'm not mistaken. I could be
you
wrong.
know
Victory.
I'm gonna pull it. I'm finna look. But yeah, that. So when that song came out, I played the crap out of that song. And LL Cool J, I played a lot of his music back in the day, a lot too, because
Yeah,
I was all into the LL Cool J music,
Yeah, a
and
lot of women were.
yeah, and I always was a big fan of Shantae Roxanne when she was with KRS-One. Um, when she was doing that song with them, that's she caught my attention when she did that song when they did the Real Roxanne. When that song first hit, that caught my attention back in the day. Was that the Real Roxanne? And then when she came back with
mm,
her verse to it, that's I was hooked. And she was like one of my favorite female rappers at the time. And I was so disappointed when they did Ladies First and they did not include her in there. I was so
uh,
disappointed with them. For a
yeah,
long time, it took me a long time to, get that because I was a big fan of hers. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So have you ever had anybody that you ever felt that way about like that was you was a really, really big fan of this from the '80s? Like this
Like had ultimate respect for them, you mean?
yes. Besides Ron DMC.
Yeah, like KRS-One. He was one of the other artists from late '80s, early '90s that I really loved his style, and what he did. He spoke on social issues. He had like an aggressive kind of edge to him, but at the same time he also did the consciousness, spoke, you know he took on the whole teacher moniker, where he was educating kids on the realities of the street, reality of the world, and
Mhm.
he did it in a really nice way. I really loved his style, and yeah, he's definitely one of the greats that inspired me, as for sure.
Yeah.
KRS
It
One.
was another group that was out back in the day, and I can't think of the name of them, but they was like a pro black rap group. And a lot of people used to like I cannot think
Poor,
of any uh
poor righteous teachers.
no, it wasn't them. Um they did a song
Was
with
it
Janet Jackson. They did a song with Janet Jackson back in the day, and I can't think of their name. Uh was it Chuck D now? I cannot remember who that was that did that song. They did a song with Janet Jackson though. I know I'm it's gonna come to me afterwards. But anyway, we'll move along now. And when I if it come to me, then I'm gonna say it. So
It's like, shut up.
so what do you want people to remember about your music? Did you
Did you hear?
No, you kind of paused for a sec.
okay. I said so what do you want people to remember about your music?
Uh, Probably one of the big things I'd like people to, remember or know about my music is just the message, just the different honest, the honesty in it, the introspective nature of it, the positive nature of it, just embracing who I am, embracing being myself, and not trying to be something that I think people want to hear.
Hmm.
Just being my authentic self, and not being afraid to being regular, quote unquote regular. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
the problem with a lot of music nowadays is people see what's selling, and they
So
just try
we
to
emulate it.
emulate, do basically carbon copy of what's popular, but it's not really truly them. I take pride in just being myself, and it's sort of a take it or leave it. I put my music out there, I put myself out there, and if you can relate to what I'm saying or what I'm doing, great, that's awesome. If not, there's other options out there. We live in a day and age where there's just so much music and so much choice. Nobody's forced to have to listen to any one person. There's a lot of different outlets, different lanes that people can ride with, and I think I found a lane that works for me.
Mhm.
And the people that appreciate what I do, they I get the feedback, and they encourage me to keep doing what I do, how I do it. So yeah, just embracing my authentic self, and that's basically what I want to be. I want to be the guy that just puts himself out there as honestly as he can, and speaks on relatable topics that the average everyday person
Relate
can
to.
relate to. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
Okay. So what if one of your children decided that that what you're doing is what they decide they want to do later on in life? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, yeah, I'd support them. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I definitely want them to, have a contingency plan. Obviously,
Mm.
we got to be real. The music
Mhm.
industry it's very fickle.
Yeah.
Today's superstar is tomorrow's bum. I mean, people's attention spans are so
That's
short.
true. That's
So I
very true.
mean,
It's
it's
almost like
it's
politics.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, as much as I love making music, um, you know, it's not everybody can eat off of it 100%.
Hmm.
So it's always good to have a backup plan in any facet of life. It's always good to have a backup
Like
plan.
a plan, yeah.
If my kids want to enter the music industry, I definitely want to make sure that they have a backup plan, whether it's having a trade that they can fall back on, or having some schooling that can sustain their passion. And
Mhm.
yeah, if they can, you know, have that to fall back on if the music thing doesn't work out, then that's even better.
What is it about the industry that keeps you focused on staying relevant in it? And what age was it that you were when you got started in it, in the music industry, the way you started experimenting on the different genres of music and the different types, whether it's hip hop or jazz or you know what was it that caught your attention that really made you want to get into the industry?
Um, I think for the most part, when in my younger years, it's just the friends that I hung around. We were all, fans of not only hip hop music, but soul music, jazz, rock. I mean, we're fans of all different types of music. And we used to make music together, rhyme and ciphers and go to the same shows and battles and that sort of thing. And just did it as a hobby initially.
Hmm.
Kept doing it because I love it. I don't do this because I feel like I'm out for stardom or anything like that. I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy the high of being able to share my art with complete strangers. Get up on a stage at a show and share my thoughts and my art with strangers and have people vibe to what it is I'm sharing with them. So that definitely keeps me inspired. But as far as what inspired me to keep going is just the feedback that I've gotten over the years. I've been making music like more seriously since 2007. And like I said, I just released my album number 6 just a few months ago. And with each album release, the growth I've seen the growth in the support base and the followers and the people that come out and support with each release. So that's that just there's been that reassuring feeling that I'm doing something right and there's enough people that have an interest in what I do and how I do it. So I keep doing it. And I feel like I'm gonna keep doing it till I'm 80 years old.
Yeah, and that's when you notice that you have the passion for it. Because when anytime somebody would do something, even if they don't want to, even if they weren't paid to do it, they would still do it. That's when you know you really want to do it and you really love doing it. Because
Yeah,
everybody's not
yeah,
going to do it.
yeah. I feel
Everybody's not going to stay focused either.
Yeah, and I feel like hip hop is my creative outlet. It's sort of that last piece that keeps me sane. I love my family. I love doing what I do on the 9 to 5. But hip hop is sort of my way to escape for a few
Out-
hours a week and
Outlet,
be
yeah.
able to yeah. So it's definitely great for the mental health. That's for sure. Is even with the ups and downs of the music industry, it's the creative outlet is what keeps me sane. And that's the reason why I keep doing it, and I feel like I can't stop because I get so much joy out of doing it. And it's my creative release.
Okay, that's good.
It's real good. Everybody need a really way of outlet. If especially
Absolutely.
if you work every day, and
Yeah.
you get something you want, you get home and you can actually just vibe.
Yep.
And sometimes
Absolutely.
that's the best time to create too, because
Yep.
you just start letting it flow.
Yep. And
Okay.
I mean, there's so much happening in the world. There's just so much material to inspire great art. So it's hard for me to imagine not doing it when there's so much inspiration everywhere, good and bad. So
Hmm.
Any tours in works for you right now?
um hopefully working on some things behind the scenes.
Okay.
Got a few got working on some shows and other festival appearances later this summer. So yeah, working on that definitely. I've got a show in a few weeks, festival appearance in a couple of weeks in my area. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to, doing some more live shows this summer. I'm, happy that, COVID is sort of a little bit behind us, and, venues have opened back up, and
Yeah.
live hip hop is back in effect. So, looking forward to this summer being a fruitful one as far as, performing and, doing more live music. So
So will most of your performance be there in Canada, or are you gonna be doing something
I'm trying.
here in other places?
I'm I'm trying to do some stateside stuff. I had actually before the pandemic started, I had a number of stateside performances booked, and
Mm.
the Rona yanked those some of those opportunities away. So
Rona
I'm
did some
I'm
damage.
Yeah.
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 Yes, she did.
So I'm hoping that yeah, some of those connections that I established before the pandemic, you know reestablish some of those contacts, and get some more stateside opportunities going again. So yeah.
Okay. So where could people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on I'm pretty much on every platform: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. My handle is at HGMonsteres. That's HGMonsteres. You go to any of those, go to that link, that handle, you'll be able to find links to all of my music on my YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, everything. So yeah, at HGMonsteres, you'll be able to
It's
find
called
everything.
is it you on Instagram? You on Instagram, right?
Yep.
And you
Yeah.
said it's what on Instagram? H.
HGMonsteres. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look you up.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
I'm
to
following
anybody
you
out
now.
there, I will follow you back in a few minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
So what I'm gonna do
So,
is copy it and I'm gonna put it on the screen so people can find you. But so what have you found to be the roughest part of being getting into hip hop? What's been your most troubling part? Because I know everything. There's something that you have problems with in any kind of field that you get into. So
Mhm.
where's your most difficult part at?
difficult part, I would say, oof, I guess it's just basically, getting your stuff out there.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
you know, with the short attention spans that people have in music, part is creating the music and putting it out there.
Hmm.
That's the easy part. The toughest part is after the release. How do you keep the momentum? How do you keep the interest? Keep people interested in keeping your project after, say, the first month or the first 2 3 months. Just finding creative ways to keep people engaged. That's probably the most challenging part. I mean,
Okay.
as technology and social media and algorithms change,
Yep.
it becomes more increasingly difficult for artists to you know keep essentially keep the flame lit, for lack of a better term.
Yep.
So that's the challenge, is yeah, just keeping the flame lit past the first month, 2 3 months.
Okay.
I have a question for you. During the pandemic, when it first started and during the height of it, was there any times that you actually your creative juices got going because we were, because everybody was pretty much in the house almost, and so sometimes I wonder whether or not it was a help or was it a hindrance in your music in helping you create music.
For me personally, the pandemic was probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And
Oh
that's,
wow.
as weird as that sounds,
Oh,
it it
a
is
lot of
it
people have said that.
it is the absolute truth. The best thing that ever happened to me creatively was this pandemic. I mean, not being able to go out and waste time, waste money on, things that are not important. And, with things being closed, it forced artists to, have to come up with creative ways to stay productive. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, prior to the pandemic, I used to go do all my recordings at another studio. And with the fears at the time, with the pandemic being so new and so many unknowns,
Mm-hmm.
and just people's a little bit of a reluctance to go out and socialize. Artists such as myself, we found, we went on the internet, found, became resourceful, purchased our own equipment. I'm sitting in my own little studio right now that I spent a little bit of money, got a mic, got, computer system, software, and now I record at home.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
I don't need to schedule with an engineer to go somewhere else to record. When I'm inspired, I can write, I can record right on the spot, same time without having to, schedule or, make sure schedules align with somebody else. So it's definitely helped with my creativity and my output. And as a result of that, actually, I did release an EP last year, um, which was called the Connected EP, which came about with, just me connecting with another producer, a UK producer, on Facebook, and we
Wow.
got to talking, and within 4 to 5 months, we had an EP done, and we put it out, released it on vinyl, CD, and yeah, we were able to move pretty much all of the units. And this project that I just put out in this past February, I also wrote it last year during the pandemic. And so the pandemic, yeah, it definitely boosted my creative juices and productivity. And yeah, I'm still riding off the high of that.
Yeah, the adrenaline from that.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm still, continuing to work on new music. I hopefully have another release later this year. So yeah, just keep them busy. Stay working, stay networking with like-minded artists and DJs and producers, and yeah, just staying creative.
That's good.
So as bad as we may talk about the pandemic, I give a kudos to the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yes,
gonna
it
say this.
has.
The pandemic. I was a little disappointed with the pandemic, but you know what? Sometimes we God put us on hold for a reason, and we don't be
Right.
knowing why that reason why we being put
Mm-hmm.
on hold and stuff. So when the pandemic hit, I was in the process of releasing my first stage play, sold
Oh,
out.
nice.
Everything was sold out. The tickets were sold out. So now this pandemic hit, and I had to reverse, give everybody
Damn.
back their monies back and stuff. But I'm just
Uh,
grateful that I didn't go out there and go crazy, spend the money or nothing like that. I'm just grateful that I, was one of those people. I was preparing for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and at first I was really angry about what had happened and everything with the pandemic. Um, but now I'm not, because I realized why God did what He did for in my life. I can't speak for
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, but I'm gonna say what He did for me in my
Right.
life.
right, right.
He put that on hold for a reason. So greater is coming, and
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm just grateful. You know, so
Yeah. Works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
because I
think it
was.
also refocused us back on family and the
Oh yeah.
importance of family, because most people, when you think about it, a lot of people were saying, they learn, a lot of them learned a lot about their own kids that they didn't know. A lot of them
Yeah.
learned a lot of stuff about the behavioral that the teachers were dealing with when they had to teach their own kids at home.
Yeah.
And a lot
Right.
of things that took place during this pandemic, it actually made you start thinking more about being, wanting to see your parents, wanting to see your siblings. You miss that hug that you used to take for granted.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
this all
Yeah.
of that you took for granted. You know, because when everybody couldn't see their mom, their grandmama, their grandparents, brothers, sisters, and in some cases they couldn't even see their own brothers. Their own some people couldn't even see their own kids.
Right.
Because of for one reason or the other. And I think it refocused us back on why we were meant, why we were created. We were created to have compassion, love, and respect for each other. And I think it did a great job on doing that. Because more and more people
Yep.
now, when the holidays come, you see more and more people ready to travel to their family because they hadn't
Yep.
seen them in years. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I think it did a great thing for some people, and some people actually a lot of and some people actually end up doing well. Those who lost jobs actually end up doing better now than they was when they were working. You know,
Right.
so it did. It was some bad things because a lot of people lost their lives, but it also did
Yeah.
some good things for some people who needed that extra push. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes God has to push us into purpose.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I
that's what
agree
it
with that.
sounded like it did for you. It sounded like it pushed you into more into what you really wanted to do. And that's a
Yeah.
good thing. It's always a good
Yeah.
thing.
Sort of push the entrepreneurial spirit. I guess it
Hmm.
definitely increased the entrepreneurial spirit because I think prior to the pandemic, a lot of us are, we got complacent with life,
Hmm.
and this quote unquote inconvenience happened, and now we're forced to find other creative ways to either entertain ourselves or reconnect with our families, like you just mentioned. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it was a gift and a curse at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Because you had people who actually started their own businesses because
Yep.
they lost their job and they had to figure out a way to how to take care of their family. And
Hmm.
now
Yep.
they look back now and they don't want to go back to nobody's job. So that's why it's been harder for employers to find people to come to work for them now because people
Yeah.
start figuring doing it on their own. You know,
Yeah.
so
The
it's
late
like that's what happens when you take us for granted.
Yeah, the
So
labor market is crazy right now. Like
Mhm.
they cannot keep people or can't find people. It's
No.
crazy. I would have never imagined it prior to the pandemic that companies are struggling to find people to work.
Hmm.
But it all makes sense, like you just mentioned. People found other ways to sustain themselves and probably doing better than they were before.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of
Yeah,
people who got things from that stimulus, some people used common sense and saved a lot of it, and didn't be and wasn't wasteful, and some of them
right.
took it and invested it in their business, and it actually, I'm gonna tell you, it actually helped a lot of African Americans because I see more African Americans entrepreneurs now than I've ever seen before,
Beautiful.
especially on Facebook. Every time I look around, somebody's launching their own business,
Yeah,
products and all kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
like you say, it was a blessing and a curse, but God knew best. He needed to allow for us to refocus.
yeah.
So, do you have any videos coming out with your music?
Yeah, I have actually for the project I just dropped, I have two videos out right now, with possibly a third and a fourth that I'll be working on this summer. So yeah, just definitely be on the lookout. I also just launched a merch store, so that I'm happy about.
Okay.
So yeah, just trying to find ways to direct traffic and generate a little bit of revenue that I can reinvest back into my craft.
Okay.
So yeah,
Is
yeah,
there a link or anything that you can advertise for your merch?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the link is smusicstore.com. So that's ESMUZIK store.com, all one word. You'll also be able to find that link in on my
And it's
Instagram.
on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my
I'll look
link
it
in
up.
my bio. You'll be able to find it. So yeah, so
I think
just
somebody, one of your people is probably out there because I seen somebody post something earlier. So if they are out there, if one of your people is out there and they got that information, just post it into the feed for us, please. Yep. But that's good.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good. Sound like you got it together.
Mhm.
Trying. I'm
Yeah.
trying. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't have everything all figured out. I don't as many people don't have life all figured out, but
No.
you
Yeah.
know, we do our best to navigate with what we have, with the resources we
Mhm.
have at our disposal, and try to make the best of a situation. So
Mhm.
Yeah. And
so, but
you got MJ on your side, so that's a good thing too.
yeah, yeah. Kudos, big shouts out to her. She
Yeah.
definitely is very good at what she does.
Yep.
So thank you once again for having me on your platform to speak with your audience.
Oh,
And yeah,
we love having people on. Anybody, we like inspiring stories, and we like to inspire our listeners, and to because you know what, sometimes just a conversation about somebody else's life inspires somebody else's life. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
It
right.
So
sure does.
you know, just listening to your story, it might have just inspired somebody else to go after their dream. You know,
Mhm.
I one day I was doing some motivational speaking at an event, and I remember, and I was telling the young ladies about one of my Instagram channels, and I was telling them, I said I do a character, her name Grandma Lala, and she everybody, so she went in there, they started looking for the Grandma Lala, so they went and found her, and she was like, "Oh my goodness." She said, "You know what? I just want to tell you thank you because you just gave me the courage to get out there and do what it is that I really want to do." She said, "I've been holding on to this dream for a long time." And she said, "Because I'm so afraid of what people going to say." And she said, "Then you get out here and you got this wig on, and you portraying a grandmother." I said, "Well, I'm not just portraying one. I am a grandmother, but um I told her, I said, but it's just something that's inside me that I wanted to do." And so she said that because of what I was doing, it motivated her to want to go and do what she really wanted to do. So that's the reason
Wow,
why we do
amazing.
inspirational talks with Laura Simmons and friends, because we like to bring people on that's got inspiring stories and they want to tell their story, and your story inspires somebody else, and that's the purpose of the show. We like to inspire as many people as we possibly can through somebody else's journey or through somebody else's story. So you know, you just inspired somebody, and
Wow,
you may not know it right now, but you just inspired somebody.
Mhm.
So
kudos for what you do. Kudos.
thank you.
Yes. This is
So
definitely important because we got a whole different generation coming up, and
Yeah,
some positivity need to be deposited, on so many
yeah,
levels, you know,
absolutely.
and so, and it's good. And I congratulate you on, like I said, when you mentioned the fact that you're a family man, your father, your husband, and you're an artist, and you made a point to mention those things first before you mentioned that you was an artist, because those things are the things that'll keep you grounded,
Right.
and that's important, very important,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, it's
Kudos.
exciting.
Cheers for noticing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because a lot of people that they forget about that part of their,
Hmm.
they just start talking about themselves, and I do. It did. Man, I got. I was happy because of the fact that you said it. You know, I was like,
Hmm.
oh wow, that's good. That's nice to see that he includes his family in what he's doing. You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they
They're
make
the reason. They're the
sacrifices
reason
for
I'm
you.
here. The reason they keep me going. They're my pulse. They're the
Mhm.
reason for me going as hard and grinding as hard as I do. It's all for them. So
Yeah, you
just trying
gotta.
to be the best version of myself that I can be for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very important.
do your you know that I don't know if you remember, Will and Jada did a video together. Do your video with your wife and your kids like that.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that
I
one.
love that video though.
Me too.
Yeah, I really love that video. I don't care what people say about Will and Jada right now and all the little drama and every marriage has their ups and downs. You
Yes, they
know,
do.
some have more than
Yeah,
others,
Hmm.
and if you tell me that you got a perfect marriage, you're lying.
You get that
'Cause
right.
there's no such thing as a perfect marriage.
There's
There's
times when you
there's
want to
no
lock them in the garage.
exactly. You know, and I know during the pandemic there were many people that wanted to like, you know,
You know, they were talking about people were getting divorced because of the pandemic. And it's like, what?
yeah, because they was getting a chance to see
To
what
be
that
in that
person is really like
hmm
all day, every
long. That's
day.
it. So it's
So
like,
yeah,
oh my
no,
goodness,
it's,
dude.
yeah, you know, you hear people talk, oh no, I no, in my we don't have that kind of problem. Oh, you do. You just
Hmm.
don't mention it. You're not gonna tell anybody about it. But marriage, that's what marriage is all about. It's
Hmm.
you
Give and
agree
take.
and you disagree
Yeah.
with each other. It's all a part of what marriage is about. You know, if you talk to some of these people that have been married for 50 something years, I guarantee you they got stories for you for days.
Hmm.
Yep.
They got some stories for you. But I want to shout out my people, um, Heavenly Sent Cookies in
Man,
Indiana. I gotta
them cookies are
shout them out. This
can't see them. They
couple,
good.
this is a older couple that makes these cookies. They have the best school cookies around,
Yeah,
and they're out of Indiana.
yeah.
And I
Them
say
the
that
best
because I
kind.
was talking about marriage. They've been married for over 50 something years.
Whew.
Yes, and me and her have conversations all the time. You would think that when I'm that type of person that you will have a whole long conversation with me and we don't even know each other. We just strangers, but you'll have a whole long conversation with me. And that's because that's my personality. I have that personality. My kids always say to me all the time, we'll go to the store somewhere and they'll say to me in a minute, they'll say, "Ma, do you know her?" "No, I don't know her." Y'all talking like y'all been knowing each other, but that's my
Hmm.
personality. That's how I
Yeah.
was raised. You know,
Yep.
my mom used to. We'll go to the store somewhere, and my mom she'll talk to the cashiers like, you know, she'll tell them, "Now you don't let nobody get to you today, baby. You have a good day." And that's where my character, Grandma Lala, actually come from my mom. I
Mhm.
used to watch my mom and how we go to the store and stuff, and she would she would just start a conversation. "Oh, really, baby? Well, don't you let them get to you, baby." And
Mhm.
you know, and I find myself, you know, the same way now as I done got older. I find myself being my mom all over again. You know, so yeah, that's it's good. I'm so proud of you. I don't personally know you, but I'm proud of you because you're going for what it is that you really want to do. You know, and it all starts off with a dream, and what we do with that dream is based on us, you know,
Mhm.
what,
Yeah.
you know.
You got the
So,
tools, so use them.
yep.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. So we want to thank you, S, for coming on our show today. You can tell people one more time where they can find you before you leave.
Yeah. So thank you. Before I say that, I just want to thank both of you
Hmm.
once again for having me on your platform
Oh, anytime. You're
to
welcome
share
back
my thoughts and ideas with your audience.
anytime.
And yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at HG Monster ES. That's HGMONSTERES. And you'll be able to find links to all of my music. If you're a fan of mature hip hop, grown man rap, if you want to call it that, mature hip hop, yeah, definitely give me a listen. Music is on all streaming platforms, on Bandcamp, and yeah, I definitely have music for the soul, music for the mind, and hopefully you give me a listen. I'm sure there's something on there you'll enjoy and be able to relate to. So thank you once again
Okay.
for having me.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
being
And
here.
make sure you guys go out and follow him on Instagram, Facebook. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube channel. Yes, I do.
Yeah, follow him on YouTube, TikTok. Um, All the platforms
I'm not on TikTok though.
you need
That's
to
the
get
only.
on there. You really need to
Yeah.
get on there. Yes, 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 yes. If that is a platform
Hmm.
that you really need to get your music on. Yeah.
Okay.
It will
Okay.
give you, it will take you to another level. You'll see when you get on there, you'll see what I'm talking about. But
Okay.
make sure you get your TikTok.
I will
Ask your
take your word
kids.
for it.
If your kids are old enough where they know what TikTok is, ask them. They'll show you how to do it. My daughter taught me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have teenage kids, so I
Yeah.
see them on it, so I always assume it's a kids thing. So I never
Mm-hmm.
No,
really.
no,
No.
no. It could
Okay.
take you to another level with your music. Yep. It be
Okay.
artists on there all the time doing. They do music. One young lady on there. I love to listen to her music. She plays the guitar and she sings, and she got a lot of followers too now. She got a lot of.
Okay.
They be doing so. It's you'll see what I'm talking about. You just got to get started on it and make sure that you post as much as you possibly can on there. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you guys for tuning in to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. We truly enjoyed our guest for today, Mr. S. And of course, my co-host Margaret Green. Um,
Her.
so we will see you guys next Tuesday, guys, at the same time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I want to shout out Chicago. And Margaret, you want to shout out?
South Carolina.
S, you want to shout out
Big
Canada?
shouts out to Toronto. Shout out to Canada. Shout out everybody. Everybody on the planet.
That's right.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
All right, guys. We are checking out and we will see you guys next Tuesday. Love you
All right.
guys. Peace and God
Bye.
bless.
God bless.